The lawful challenge is used to provide a lawful remedy for living men and living women. At this moment in time, statutory authorities prosecute individuals in their courtrooms. However, when they proceed against you, they're only allowed to deal with the issue of persons. So both parties in their statutory cases are persons. Persons are legal entities, corporations. There is no statutory legislation that's applicable to a living man or woman. So providing we confirm our standing, that removes control from them to proceed within their own courts. The lawful challenge is just a challenge we present to various parties. First of all, we present it to the clerk of the court for the court that's hearing the case. We present a copy to the individual who raised the action against you, and the final one is to the head of the court service for the country that you're in. Now, in England, the head of the court service would be the Attorney General. In Scotland, the head of the court service is the Lord Advocate. So therefore, you select the appropriate individual within your own country and you send the copy there. So you send off the 3 copies. We then allow them to respond within a 14-day period, and hopefully we'll then have a hearing to put forward our challenge. Well, this is simple and straightforward. The steps to follow are, first of all, you need to set up an account with the Common Law Court. You do so by selecting a username and password. Once you've done that, you're then required to complete your birth certificate application. Now, this confirms the date that your mother delivered you. That is also the date that the state created the person. Now, when you complete this application, that's not to confirm that you're a person. You're filling this to complete that on that day you're actually living. So that completes the birth entry. After that, you're required to go to the fictitious name category, and all you're doing is submitting an application to obtain ownership of the legal fiction, which can be done. It's straightforward. The third one you have to do is create what we call a lawful birth date. The lawful birth date is the date that you were actually created. Although you were delivered supposedly on the birth date that they use, you were created approximately 9 months before. So therefore there's no record of that. What we do with this date is we create the birth date approximately 9 months before your date that your mother delivered you. This becomes your common law lawful birth date for the living man or the living woman. Once you've done that, the only required step after that is to join the crewing community. The crewing community is a community for like-minded people. This is living men, living women. There's no statutory authorities involved. There's no corporations, no persons. But once you make this application, you stand together with living men and women and under the common law principles. First of all, cause no harm to anyone, cause no loss to anyone, and cause no injury to anyone. The final point is ensure that you remain honourable in all contractual dealings. Once these steps are completed, it says you go to the site, follow the links for the lawful challenge, and you'll be directed to a page whereby there's 8 different flags. You do so by selecting one of the flags for the relevant country, and that will download a translated copy in your own language. Once you've done that, personalise it by completing the information. There's not a lot to do, and then print off 3 copies. The copies, as we covered earlier, will be sent to the 3 parties, and once you've done that, we then obviously wait for their response. Yes, first of all, anyone can do this, providing they've complied with the steps and confirmed their position. There's no cost at all for this, and a final point you have to do is register this application with the Common Law Court site. When you've recorded that, we list the information. Your name is not listed personally, but this information is available. You have to complete all steps to proceed. The paperwork goes away. We then give the state 14 days to comply with that, after which, if you notify the Common Law Court whether they have failed to respond or if they've responded, how they've responded, and if they do not give you the date required for your lawful hearing, the Common Law Court will then deal with this on your behalf.